Kitana is cool, but do I know Kitana? No. Do you know Rinnegan? No. Does he know Kitana? Yes. He's a big fan of Kitana. And if you didn't appreciate that fan pun, you're not gonna like this video. Here's what you can expect from Kitana. Good zoning, average damage, poor mix-ups, and a lot of cosplay searches on Pornhub after you're done playing. But before we start, let's talk about her loadouts. Kitana's competitive variants are Fanfare and Highborn. Highborn's abilities give Kitana some stuff that you might like. She can enter this stance, threatening you with the dagger. I'ma stabby you. And from here, she can throw projectiles or straight up teleport, which can be good for counter zoning. The projectiles also give you a very situational crushing blow. You gotta hit these projectiles 3 times, and they are a bit slow, so the chances of you hitting your opponent 3 times with them are pretty low. However, if you do get that, then you gain access to this triple crushing blow combo. That's good damage, but unfortunately, it only works in the corner. And here's the thing, while Highborn might have all of that, the other variant, Fanfare, has this. Plus, this one's a lot easier for fan puns. So this is going to be the focus of our entire video, Fanfare. And unlike our previous Sub-Zero and Scorpion guides, we're actually going to start talking about the neutral instead of the combos. Because apparently it makes more sense to start talking about neutral when it comes to Kitana. Or that's just the way Rinnegan wrote the script. But before we move on, videos like this take a lot of research time and a lot of editing time. And they're only possible thanks to premium bushes. These are viewers like you who love this channel and would like to see more videos like this. So in order for us to keep delivering regular videos, as well as keep our production quality consistent, we need your help. We need you guys to become a premium bush as well. You can do so by hitting the join button right below the video or heading over to patreon.com/Globku. Both options give you access to our Discord server where we have tournaments, we have exclusive live streams, things we do for premium members to say thank you. Thank you for your support. It's not about the rewards. It's about supporting the videos that you already watch and like. So, while at a distance, Kitana has the Fan Toss. Down forward 1, and there goes the fan. This move can be performed while on the ground or in the air, and it is a fantastic zoning tool, especially with the option to use it in the air, since your opponent cannot block it if he is jumping as well. You can also meter burn this move, making Kitana toss both fans instead of just the one, which is a great option for when your opponent tries jumping over your fans. The distance between the 2 fans makes it pretty much impossible to jump over both, and it's also a great ability for chip damage. Do keep in mind though that both fans will hit high, so your opponent can just duck under them instead of blocking. But even then, you can mix up your opponent by alternating between 1 fan toss or 2, making it very tricky to block, especially when fighting against a very low health opponent. Another very good tool that Kitana has is a square wave move performed by inputting back forward 3. This move will give you a pretty safe option to leave the corner if you have enough time to jump. Do keep in mind that the recovery for this move is pretty big, so I would advise against using it offensively, unless you are pretty sure that you are going to hit a jumping opponent. While in the air, you can also trick your opponent by delaying the time it takes you for you to hit the ground with air flutter by inputting down back 2. This move will make Kitana stay in the air longer, and it's perfect for punishing opponents that are just aiming for that moment when you land. You can also use this before square wave to make an escape from the corner harder to punish. And you can also cancel your normals into this move, which means this move can also be used for mix-up, but we will talk about the mix later in the video. Before we go over to our normals, we need to talk about a royal protection move, which is performed by inputting down forward 4. This move allows you to absorb an incoming projectile. No matter where it hits, it will absorb it, avoiding chip damage and also making your fan moves a bit stronger for a couple of seconds. This move is good against opponents who only have a single projectile, but it does get tricky if your opponent has the ability to meter burn and throw multiple projectiles. Because even though you can time royal protection to catch both projectiles, chances are you'll get hit by the second projectile no matter what. As far as normals go, Kitana has one of the worst back 4s in the game. The activation time is okay, but the reach is kind of terrible, so I would advise against using it. As far as punishing your opponent goes, after blocking a minus move, your best option is her standing 1, which can be followed up by a full combo punish. Its reach is not great, but it's the fast punish. You blocked something and safe, and you want to punish fast. You go for the standing 1. When it comes to punishing whiffs or reaching your opponent from further away, you have both her fan out by inputting forward 2, which can be turned into the leave now combo by following it with multiple 2s. And then we have her royal hand move, which is performed by inputting back and 2. Fan out has a quicker activation and overall better reach, but if you continue the inputs and turn it into the leave now combo, you will not be safe on block, so you have to be very careful with this tool. It's very easy to catch opponents with this move, but also it is very punishable. Royal hand has a slower activation, but not only is this safe on block, you can also mix up your opponent if he blocks it, and then you can easily confirm into a block string. This is actually the start of Kitana's BNB and highest damage combos as well, so it will probably be your best option for approaching your opponent. And that's kind of the neutral. You already have some tips on how to zone your opponent and how to start your combos as well. Now, as far as finishing your combos, that's gonna wait until the end of the video because now we're talking about mix-ups. Haha! I just mixed you up good right there, didn't I? Let's talk mix-ups. This is probably Kitana's biggest flaw. She does have some tricky lows, but once you learn her starting moves, everything else is pretty much reactable. When going for a BNB, you will start with a back 2, meaning that you will find yourself applying a block string after this move if the opponent blocks. Back 2-3-1 is the basis for this block string, and the second hit is actually very quick, and it's a tricky low if you don't know Kitana. Beginners will get caught by this low all the time. There are 3 ways to finish this starter if you open up your opponent's defense. You go into the BNB, which we'll talk later, but you can also input 2 for an overhead finish. This overhead, despite being safe on block, has quite a long animation, so it won't be too hard to react to it after knowing that this move exists. But if the opponent blocks everything else except for this overhead, you will actually cause a crushing blow, dealing some pretty decent damage. You can also end this string by tricking your opponent into thinking you are going for either your BNB or the overhead finisher, and just stop the move at back 2-3-1. This finisher has a better recovery than the overhead, which means you will sometimes be able to keep applying the pressure after it, because your opponent will most likely keep blocking while waiting for another move. Another thing you can do is alternate between back 1-4 and back 1-4-2. With this, you can actually trick your opponent into thinking you're either gonna do the full string or you're just gonna stop at the second input. And if they try to punish you after the second input, the third one will cause a crushing blow as well. And after the crushing blow triggers, it's usually not worth going for this gimmick again, because without the crushing blow, what you get out of it is not that rewarding. You also have the option to finish with a low attack with 1-2 down 2, but again, there isn't a lot of stuff that you can do from here, so the damage isn't great. It will, however, give you really good pressure after it connects. And last but not least, we have a low starter. The full combo option is done by doing back 3-4, but apart from the pressure that you can apply afterwards, you don't get much out of this. The damage isn't great. There is one thing to it though. You can cancel the back 3 into fan lift and then continue into the BNB. But it's not something you can really confirm into. It's something you kind of have to commit. So it ends up being quite dangerous because fan lift is not safe on block and you can easily get punished. But if you do cancel into the fan lift, the damage will be really good from a quick low starter. So sometimes it's worth the risk. Now, what do you actually do when you open up your opponent? For the Kitana BNB, you have a bunch of different finishers depending on the situation, but the combo is always pretty much the same. Back 2-3-1, down back 2, jump in punch 2, forward dash, back 1-4, and then the finisher. As far as timing goes, the only section of this combo that you cannot buffer is the back 1-4. After the jump in punch 2 and dash forward, what you want to do is wait until your opponent is almost touching the ground and then input the rest of the combo. Keep in mind that the height for when you need to hit your opponent will not change no matter the combo, but the timing of it might change depending on how high he is when the fan is tossed in the air. Go into practice mode and try this a couple of times. It might seem tricky at first, but it's actually pretty easy to pull off. And if you cannot pull this off, I'm sorry, but you're just not a Kitana fan. Now, for the finisher, we have 4 different finishers. Each one will give you something different. First, we have a crushing blow finisher, which is done by performing quick execution at the end of the combo. This will trigger a crushing blow if the combo is 9 hits or higher, which if you've done the whole combo like we described, it will be 9 hits or higher. Keep in mind that you do lose your side, so if you want to keep your opponent cornered, you might not want to go for this one. But it is 35% damage, so try to use it at least once during a match. Then we're going to talk about 2 more finishers, the fan toss and the fan toss meter burn finishers. These are the ones you should be going for if you've already used the crushing blow. They have pretty decent damage and they also have pretty good OK afterwards because they leave you right on top of your opponent. When he lands, you can keep applying pressure. And lastly, we have everyone's favorite, the fatal blow finisher, for a total of 365 damage. You can just spend the fatal blow at the end of the combo. The damage is pretty scaled at this point, but it does give you 100 extra damage over the fan toss combos. And you know, sometimes that's the difference between finishing your opponent in one combo or having to go for another read. Now, before we move on, if you are in the corner or if you reach the corner during any of these combos, because Kitana's combos actually travel quite a bit, you can replace the jump in punch 2 with a jump in kick 4. And this will add around 15 damage to your combos. It's not much, but hey, sometimes it makes the difference. All these combos have pretty good damage, but the startup is really slow. So most of the times your opponent will be able to recover before you are able to punish. So if you want to attack your opponent as quickly as possible before he is able to block, instead of going for the back 2-3-1, you can go for 1-2 and then the fan lift. And from here, you know what to do. You can use any of the finishers we talked about. The crushing blow finisher, the 1 or 2 fan tosses, the fatal blow finisher, and you can even swap the jump in punch with a jump in kick if you are in the corner or reach it during the combo. Lastly, in this combo section, we have a BNB for when your uppercut causes a crushing blow, because this happens all the time. For a total of 37% damage, you input the down 2 crushing blow, go for a back 1-4, fan lift, jump in punch, forward dash, back 1-4-2. If you are in the corner though, you can do the other regular finishers apart from the fiddle blow. You can get the fan toss finisher for 38% damage, the fan toss meter burn for 40% damage, and you can even get a double crushing blow by finishing it with quick execution for 47% damage. Granted, the timing for this combo is a bit trickier, but the damage output is really, really good without even having to waste a single bar. So it's definitely worth going into practice mode and trying to lab this out because the damage is just fantastic. So to summarize, with the grounded and aerial versions of Fan Toss and Fan Toss Meter Burn, Kitana likes to keep her distance and control the game from afar. For a quick approach, you have both her Fan Out and Royal Hand moves. Her back 4 kinda sucks, but she also likes to suck other things like projectiles. This is her BNB, which allows you to choose between 4 different finishers depending on the situation. This is her quick punish, which again, you can go for any of the 4 finishers afterwards. And this is her low starter, which can also be followed by her fan lift for a full combo with the usual 4 finishers. But since this combo is only 8 hits, the quick execution move will not cause a crushing blow. So I honestly advise against going for that finisher. And these are the basics on how to play Kitana, an easy guide for you to pick her up and try her out online. After you get used to everything you learned with this quick guide, you can definitely look up some more advanced stuff, but for now, this will do it. And hey guys, I myself don't know how to play Kitana, so this entire video was written by Rinnegan, also edited by Rinnegan. So if you'd like to see him play Kitana in some ranked matches, and not just me playing ranked matches with whatever character I decided to pick up, let me know in the comments down below. I'm probably not picking up Kitana, so that's really the only way you're gonna do it. If you'd rather just see me, also let me know that. Both options are totally viable. But as always, thank you very much for watching. I love Rinnegan, and I'll see— wait, what the f— who's putting words in my mouth?